Some time ago, God gave me the message to inform the American people, especially the church, that they were on the path to hell. That meant that the society that we live in, our conduct, the way we treat one another, is doomed for destruction. It's anti-God. The whole system is anti-God. And the religious order, those who say they represent God, don't even know God. They have been trained of God by the system. And you can tell them, they're right there all the time walking around with a book in their hand talking about my Bible says. You ever wondered why they walk around with a book in their hand talking about God, an all-powerful God, but they're using a reference, a book, saying what they said? How can you say and sanction a God that stopped talking when the book was closed? Now you got to read the script to try to see if you can understand something from way back there, what it means right now. What kind of God is that can't talk to you? And if that God is talking to you, you don't need a book. Every day when you're doing God's will, you're writing a book. People are seeing God's will right before their very eyes. You don't need a book. You ain't got time for no book. There's pain and suffering in this world. Love does not like that. So, the suffering, I mean, sometimes you need something to remind you. So I'm reminded constantly. I had a car somebody gave me. Tires needed replacing. I couldn't even replace the tires. It's just sitting there waiting for me to replace the tires, but I don't have any money. Why? Where am I getting the money from? For the past 36 years, my wife has been making sure I had a place to stay, food to eat, and transportation if I had to go somewhere. Why? Because I haven't had anything. I'm telling you that the system is anti-God. Even though to you it's normal. Just as Trump's daily activities, while it's strange to most Americans, they're normal to some. So that's that way that ball bounces. The truth of the matter is, though, is that every individual on earth requires the same things for survival, and God has done God's part. He's provided the materials of the earth. He's provided each individual with a gift to participate in the creative process, whereby, so doing, they are all a team creating all of the resources on the earth. So the team owns all the resources on earth to take from as they have need, desire, or want. That includes houses and transportation and careers and everything you can mention. That's the divine plan. And no preacher that's trying to tell you about God and this plan is going to have any impact on telling you about this particular plan when they go into work every day talking about, I got a car note. Talking about, I got a mortgage. Well, see, that's because you're serving two masters. You really ain't serving but one. You trying to serve two. And you can't serve God when you're serving the devil. You just can't do it. Why? Your mortgage is important. You should know that your housing is important. So forget the mortgage and fight for the housing. Stand up for the housing. Represent the housing. Forget the loan. Stand up for the transportation. Make that available. Forget the money. You don't need money. You said you were familiar with Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes. That's all this crap is, ladies and gentlemen. And if anybody knew it, they would tell you about it. Now, like I said, I don't have the money to do the things that I want to do. My house, Because, well, so I can't really boast anything because my wife, she still is a part of the system just like everybody else. She's benefiting from the system just like everybody else, and indirectly or directly, however you see it, I'm benefiting from it too. But not as I could or would, but as I ain't, because I can't. Why can't I? Because I know the truth, and the truth has set me free. So look, this is what I know. This is what I know. Wherever God is not worried about us down here on earth. Wherever God is not angry with us here on earth. God has put everything in motion. It has even been decreed that you shall reap what you sow. That's going to happen. The seed that you plant determines the fruit that you're going to get. Even if that seed has been tampered with, it still determines the fruit you're going to get. And with that kind of control, well, I got to watch you. No. The rules have been laid. There's a path that leads to paradise. There's a path that leads to destruction. And man have choice, not for God to intervene and take away man's choice. No. However, I will attest to the fact that every now and then a miracle does occur. But that miracle is God's amplification of his love to tell you that you're on the wrong path. Now you're going to the polls and vote in November for your leadership. You got a Republican that everybody has called the devil, and he has given you an example. He's definitely, if not the devil, he's on the team. But he wants a second chance to even do worse than he's done before. And many people of the nation want him. Why? Because they want love, they want peace, and they want joy. And they do not trust Republicans and Democrats because they've had a long, long term, and they have failed. And Trump has only had one term. So they might want to give him another one, saying that he might do better the second time. You know how people, they don't learn anything to keep from doing the right thing. See, what the white people would do, they don't want to do the right thing because the right thing might help the blacks. And we just can't help the blacks. I don't care what goes on. See, that's the devil. And black people got their own problems against white people. I don't know them, but black people do. And that's the devil. And you got everything going on. All of that is the devil when everybody wants the same thing. You can have the same thing. And white people can live in a special place if they see fit, if that's what they want to do. Black people can live in a special place if that's what they want to see fit. Indians can live in a certain place if they want to see fit. Or everybody can go back to their original nation if they want to, if they see fit. Why? Because the heaven that they see here in America, they got it in those other nations as well. And if you just want to visit, then you visit other nations. Ain't nobody worried about that. But let's come to reality, ladies and gentlemen. Let's wake up. So I want to thank you so very much. I hope I've said something. This is my third try. Each time I canceled the other two because it seemed like I was just repeating myself and it's just making me sick. So I hope I've done better, and I want to thank you so very much for giving me this your time. This is Eddie Marcus once again saying good day and goodbye. Oh, buddy.